Hi everyone. So you will recall that today is budget day and the Liberal NDP government has dropped it. They dropped it at 4 p.m. Eastern time. I was in the House of Commons for their announcement, listened to Minister Freeland's speech, heard all about the wonderful plans that they have for us as Canadians. Now, of course, you'll recall that the NDP and Liberals have joined forces. So in many ways, we can really call this an NDP-driven budget in so many ways. Now, the government has doubled down, I believe, on its uncontrolled borrowing and its higher taxes. The budget projects that more than $56 billion of new spending will be taken. And sadly, this is only going to offer short-term relief followed by long-term pain. That's just the way it's going to work. The cost of living will continue to skyrocket due to inflation, and those who are already struggling to make ends meet will bear the brunt of it. And so think about what this means for Lethbridge for a moment. We currently have the highest level of child poverty in the province, and our food banks are already incredibly overwhelmed by the present demand. Now imagine what will happen when more people are unable to afford to pay their bills or feed their families, because inflation will continue to grow. Our dollar will become worth less and less. And so when we work to earn $1 right now, it's only worth 94 cents. Imagine what that's going to be in a few months from now, in a year from now. The dollar will just continue to go down in value because this government insists on borrowing and spending. Essentially, they're printing money. So today's government spending, the spending that they do today, actually becomes tomorrow's taxes. But in reality, with inflation, tomorrow's already arrived. You're paying it right now, today. Now, the Prime Minister promised to grow the middle class. You'll recall that a number of years ago. He made that promise initially, and he continues to promise it over and over and over again. But in reality, he's actually making life more difficult for Canadians in order to make their bill payments, in order to fill their cars with gas, in order to heat their homes. Heat homes. I've had so many people come into my office the last few weeks with huge concerns about the expense of their home heating bill. Some have come in with tears in their eyes. Seniors who live on a fixed income, they're watching as their rates go up. They're watching as the carbon tax is applied. It just went up by 25% on April 1st. And these are seniors who are living on a fixed income. And so they're having an incredibly difficult time making their bill payments, being able to provide for themselves. They're feeling the crunch. And certainly they're not the only ones. Many, many, many Canadians are. Now, the government likes to brag about how much money they're spending as if this should be the metric. Well, let me tell you something. It's not hard to spend money, especially when it's someone else's. Since when does it make sense to make spending the metric of success? Never. Success is not measured based on how many government checks can be written. It's measured based on what is achieved. Here's my conclusion. People are always better off when they're empowered to be masters of their own destiny, not slaves to an overtaxing government. It pains me to know that in Canada, we are actually dead last among the OECD countries when it comes to economic growth. And this is largely due to the government's negative attitude toward business owners. You'll recall they call them fat cats and tax cheats. There's just nothing in this government that wants entrepreneurship, innovation, risk-taking, capital investment to succeed. And of course, they're also wanting to drive investment out. So in this budget, there is no grand vision to restore, Canada's reputation on the world stage or to help harness the economic power that is available through natural resource development. It's sad. There's no mention of the superpower that agriculture is and the tremendous benefit that we have in this country of having such amazing land and resources available to us. So what's the solution? Well, I, for one, contend that the solution is less government and more Canada. More you. It's not a leader, it's not a political party, it's not the government that's going to restore, economic prosperity and future success for this country. It's the Canadian people. So despite the misguided agenda that was put on display through the budget today, I remain incredibly confident in the future of our country because I remain confident in Canadians. I remain confident in you. I'll have more to say in the days and weeks ahead as I have an opportunity to take a better look at the budget in a more detailed capacity. But I wanted to share a few initial thoughts with you tonight. Thanks so much.